Good Sunday morning. The carer wasn't wrong when she said it's mild. So I have been very blessed this Sunday morning with the kind of weather I was looking for, so I can walk to the gym. And hopefully, it looks as though it will rain, but hopefully it won't rain while I'm walking back. But I don't know how long I can do this for, because I've got my weights strapped to my ankles. Can you hold on? Right, I've got the weights strapped on. Each weighs 1.5 kilograms, which is 3.3 pounds. And I am walking 1.5 miles. That's how far it is to the gym. So, I'm now in the process of, I was in the pool. The aim was flexibility and strengthening my joints. So now I've upped my game slightly. And this is about burning, weight loss, and toning. So now I'm working on my legs. At the current rate, I reckon I should be done by Thursday. And I mean, you can argue one way or the other. You can say it's just coincidence or it's God working on my team. But yesterday I walked there to the gym and back, and just as I arrived at the front door on my way back, the rain came down, and it didn't stop raining. This carer, one moment. Right, this carer who came this morning, the one who comes in the mornings, she's off for 3 days, so she won't be back until Thursday. But I've already made arrangements with the one who's coming Monday to Wednesday for her to come around 11 o'clock. So the gym opens at 6:30. So I will be able to get there for 6:30 Monday to Wednesday and be back before 11, which is when I've asked her to come, because it suits her to come later in the morning than early anyway. So I would argue that God has, as part of my team, has arranged for that to happen, so I can do 3 hard days before I get back to work. So once those 3 hard days are in, my legs will be how I want them to be. And from there on in, I just need to maintain. So it's the difference between getting fit and keeping fit. Keeping fit is what I used to do, which meant I didn't really need to do that much exercise. I was only, like with your car, there's a difference between filling up the tank and topping it up. So all I was ever doing really was topping it up. But given the situation where I'm at my sister's place, and I hadn't exercised for 2 years plus, what with lockdown and everything, the only exercise I did was walking to the shops and back. So, as I've said, I set myself the goal of exercising every day in 2022. And so far, I can see the results already, but that's only because I've had 2 solid weeks of having to do nothing apart from exercise. Right, so so this one is just about health, sickness, death. I went to bed last night and I could feel like I was a bit blocked up. Now I have very strong views as regards the virus and so on. And so, were I to get it, a lot of people would laugh at me. And much worse if I was to die from it. People would have a field day. So I was just messaging my sister in San Francisco. Hi, Jay. And we were talking about, various relatives who are not well. And I'm not the type who, I don't accept illness. There are a lot of things that happen to us human beings I don't accept. I believe that if God can do everything, then there is no need for certain things to be. So in the past I've had people say to me, well, if God can do everything, why do you exercise? Why doesn't he just make you fit or whatever? And how easy would that be? Did a live stream the other night. I can't remember what day it was, Thursday maybe. And in it I said, when you do your best, God does the rest. So it's now just coming up to 9 o'clock. And I'm walking 1.5 miles with my weights strapped to my ankles. Now when I go to God and I ask him something, I have this as evidence to provide. I can say, well, I did my best. I put the effort in. But I can't go and reason with him or plead my case if I've done nothing. And so it is with health. So last night I felt I was getting blocked up. So I got up, I cut myself a piece of root ginger to chew on, splashed some rubbing alcohol over my chest to open up my airwaves. And the last thing I said before lying down to God was that I cannot get sick because it will look bad if something should happen to me after all the big talk about what you can do. It's going to look bad if something should happen to me, leading to sickness or even death. And lo and behold, I woke up and I'm perfectly healthy. I feel great. So that is one thing. The other thing was, I said to my sister as I was leaving that in the Bible it says, in the last days, a man's enemy shall be those of his own household. It is a long story, but you'd have to go and watch some of my videos to know what I'm talking about. My sister was saying that she hopes family can be reunited. But I'm exhausted telling people that I'm done with family. What I said to my sister is, if I was to go around to all the various family members and ask them what I gain from being a family member, I would come out with a negative. I gain nothing. But if you ask them, what do they gain from me? They're gonna come out with a positive. So, the wind's picking up. We don't waste our time investing in things that do not profit. So, for me, I'm all about getting the best out of life. And I'm not somebody, I don't use people. I don't look at people to think in terms of, well, I'm going to get close to that person because they can do this or that for me. So that's not what I'm talking about when I say that there are no benefits for family, for having family. I mean, there are negatives, there are lots of negatives, and nobody in their right mind would set out to inherit negative consequences. I think you would have to be somebody who's very needy, who would say something is better than nothing. But for me, I'm very independent. They have classes at the gym that are free. I could join any class I want to, free of charge. But I don't. I go, and I know what my aims are, and I set about achieving them. So I go, I do my own thing, and then I come back, and that's it. So I don't go to meet friends. I mean, there are people there that I'm friendly with, but for me, I don't participate in anything as a social activity, and so I have the same attitude towards family. I don't think in terms of we're all a group of people who happen to be related to one another, and here we all are, and isn't this jolly? I don't look at it that way at all. And so as I started off saying, God has been very good to me as regards my exercise program and my targets, because the goal was to, I'm huffing and puffing. The goal was to be able to wear my ankle weights to the gym and back, because that saves time. Previously, when I used to exercise at the gym, I would take them, strap them on, and do my exercises. Walking 3 miles in total distance in ankle weights is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm basically getting the exercise in that I would walk on the treadmill for perhaps half an hour to 45 minutes. I'm getting that exercise in at the walking without having to go into the gym. So when I get there, all I need to do is swimming pool and sauna. So I've saved myself a lot of time in that regard by doing what I'm doing. So even though I'm walking on the road and I've got these 2 weights strapped to my ankles and I'm wearing my uniform, and perhaps people are thinking, what's she got on her ankles? I always tell people there's method in my madness, but I don't feel that I need to prove anything to anybody. So I'm just doing the best that I can. Healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. And because I know that if I don't do what I'm capable of doing, then God has no reason to give me anything. So I'll use the example again. There are lots of people who say they want to lose weight, but they have their favorite foods that they're not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing to sacrifice their time, and they're not willing to put in the effort, and so they don't get the results. Yesterday I had 2 people, one say to me, I'm lucky, and another said to me, I've got good genes. These are people that I've never met before. I only met them that one time yesterday. But by the end of the day, they were sort of around the pool when I was doing my exercises. I would like to think that they've changed their opinion about luck and genes, and give credit to effort. So that's it, really. The wind is picking up, which is very nice because it's keeping me cool. But here's hoping it doesn't turn into a storm. Right, so I'm gonna leave that there. But as there's a saying, God helps those who help themselves. I agree with that 100%. Take care and have a good day. Bye bye.